Hey there, friends and foes. Good morning, multiverse. Welcome to Back of the Cereal Box. I am your co-host, the prophet of pop culture, John Pica. You can call me Johnny. And this morning, we are going to be talking anime, video games, comics with an X. And we're going to do that with our very special guest, Michael Bivens. And we are going to do that right now. All right, guys and gals, we are back. And just in the nick of time, Miss Adorable herself has joined us as I catch her with a mouthful of cereal. Good morning, Aubrey X. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great, and it is great to see you this morning. Have you had a great week?
It's been all right. How about yours?
It's been really stressful, and so I am super excited to be here in the virtual rec room this morning with some of my best friends. Aubrey, you are going to love our guest this week because he's into anime, he's into video games, and we're going to be talking about that stuff, and he's into mental health. Let's welcome our very special guest. I'm not saying that you need mental health, but...
No, it fits too.
All right. Welcome to the virtual rec room, our very special guest, Michael Bivens. Michael, how you doing?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I am doing great. Welcome to our virtual rec room here on Back of the Cereal Box. We are super happy to have you. Now, for those of you who are watching, please let us know that you're watching. Post a comment. We will interact with you. And we are Back of the Cereal Box. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we're called Back of the Cereal Box because when I was a kid, we didn't have iPhones or iPads at the breakfast table on Saturday mornings. We were reading the Back of the Cereal Box, and that was a gateway to all kinds of cool pop culture stuff. Comics, board games, cartoons, toys, even music with the records that were printed on the back of the cereal box that you could cut out and play. And this show hopefully recaptures a little bit of that fun and is your gateway to all cool things pop culture. So, Michael, tell our audience in 30 seconds or less who you are, what you do, and how you got wrangled into being on this show.
Yeah, so my name's Mike Bivens. I'm a multi-platform creator. I've been podcasting for a few years now. I just recently finished writing my first comic book. That's currently on Kickstarter. I'm also in the middle of developing a arcade kind of virtual villager style game that's more sci-fi futuristic. And I just got wrangled into this. I found Back of the Cereal Box on Matchmaker, and which is a podcast connection kind of guest website. And so I asked if I could be on because I love the format of the show and then the idea of it. So that's how I got here.
You got wrangled into it. You asked to be on the show, Michael.
Hey, it sounds good, though. It sounds like I was asked for it.
You did approach us, and I was like, yes, of course. What you do sounds perfect. Now, as you guys know, we are sponsored by Poddex, and I've got a question for everyone in the virtual rec room and in the audience. What's left on your bucket list? And while you think about that, we're going to take a break for this commercial message.
This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to take your interviews and podcast episodes to the next level, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Visit poddex.com to get your Poddex today.
All right, we are back. Thank you. We've already got a couple of comments. Willow Schuyler says, good morning. And she says, Matchmaker, the dating site for podcasts. That's almost
That's what I was
true.
going to say.
That is
very
almost
accurate.
true. Yeah, that's very accurate. You know what? And I just realized I skipped over something. You guys, I feel like I am 3 steps behind this morning. Have you ever felt like that? I did a ghost tour last night downtown Nashville, and it was an early tour. I didn't get home super late, but I was so wound up afterwards that I could not sleep, and I did not go to bed maybe until 2:00 this morning.
And here you are with us so early.
Yeah, but I'm like, I got the brain fog going on. So I forgot that I also need to mention that this morning's episode is brought to you by Night Reich, Tales of the Decoverse, Volume 1. And that is my book. It's World War II action-adventure featuring pulp heroes of the day fighting off an army of vampire Nazis. You can get it at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or wherever ebooks are sold. But I've got some new loot to talk about when we get to that section. So, what are we? Oh, wait. We got to do this. We got to do this right. We got new show cards. So, let's talk about what's in the bowl. What are we eating this morning? Michael, you go ahead and lead us off. What do you got?
I've got myself some cinnamon flavored life.
Ooh, that's actually really good. That was my favorite as a kid until I discovered Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then Cinnamon Toast Crunch kind of became the king.
Fair. When I was a kid and this was in the house, that means that we knew that we were being good lately and that mom was happy with us.
That's fantastic. Aubrey, what do you got?
Raisin Bran.
Well, Aubrey, we're getting one step closer to nabbing Magic Spoon as a sponsor. We get closer and closer. And I'm going to be shooting a commercial for them next week. And as always, I got to show the back of the cereal box. First of all, I love this artwork. The artwork is fantastic on their boxes. Back of the cereal box is a intricate maze that just looks impossible. I've not tried any of the mazes on the back of their boxes, but they look, and I'm eating the cocoa flavor. For those of you who don't know, Magic Spoon cereal is the high-protein, keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, wheat-free, naturally flavored, totally delicious, childlike cereal for grown-ups. And
vegan's not included in that anywhere?
Well, no, there's nothing that would be...
I'm just saying because it included everything else, so I thought maybe vegan would be there.
Well, no, I mean, it is vegan because it is grain-free, gluten-free, soy-free, wheat-free. There's nothing in here that a vegan could not eat.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And I'm eating the cocoa flavor. Oh, it smells so good. My almond milk. And this morning I'm being a little bit bad. I'm doing a cup and a half. Ooh. But it's still under 300 calories, so it's in my calorie budget. All right, guys. What's left on your bucket list?
Well, for me, one of the top lists is visiting New Zealand. I would love to see some of the Lord of the Rings sets that are still around and like Hobbiton. So that's top of the list for me.
All right, Aubrey, you got anything?
I want to go to Japan.
What is stopping you?
Money to travel, because I haven't even really traveled in the country enough, and language barrier. Because I don't know enough Japanese words to like I mean, I know they have English because tourists, like, they know English, but I would still like to know enough Japanese before I go.
Certainly makes it a lot easier.
Willow
Yeah.
Schuyler says, I feel you, John. I closed the store last night, didn't get to bed till after midnight. And she says, no wheat, no sugar, no fun. Just kidding. I got to tell you guys, I am blown away by this every time. This tastes exactly like Cocoa Puffs or Cocoa Pebbles. It's unbelievably good. I can't figure out how they do it with zero sugar. Well, not zero sugar, but I mean, it's all natural sugar. There's only 2 grams. No, total sugars, 0. How do they do this? It's magic.
You beat me. I was just gonna say it's magic.
I can't wait to do the commercial for them. So, everyone in the audience, what is on your bucket list? Comment. And by the way, I feel like I'm like juggling 3 things. I got a brand new iPhone 12 Max.
Oh, that's what my brother got for his birthday.
It's awesome. However, the setting that it's on, it goes to sleep every 30 seconds if I'm not touching it. And I got to figure out how to change that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah?
You're saying when you're not touching it, it just goes off?
Yeah, I know it's in the settings.
It's in display and brightness. It's like a lock screen or screen downtime or whatever.
Yeah,
it's in that area.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll find it. So, Mike, what do you geek out over? What is your fandom?
Well, if I can find like really in depth and like intentional world building, that's what brings me in. And one of my top fandoms is Stargate. Absolutely a big, huge fan of the shows, the movies. I haven't started any of the books yet, but that's like my next venture is to start reading the books. But there's literally dozens of Stargate books, so it's a lot to start diving into. But that's my next like personal like hey, I'm looking for something for myself. Like that's what I'll be going towards. But Stargate is one of my absolute diehard fandoms.
Stargate is one of the best sci-fi movies ever made. If ever there was like a perfect movie, that is like at the top of my list. What year did Stargate come out?
I think that was 92, 93 maybe. It was early 90s, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Aubrey, have you ever seen Stargate?
I thought I knew what Stargate was until you said it was a movie. I thought it was a series.
It is. So it's the first thing was a movie, and then there was a TV show spinoff, and then there was a lot more media that came out after that stuff. But it did all originate with a movie, and then the TV show went on for 10 seasons.
Well, there were 3 TV shows, weren't there?
3. Yeah, there's the original Stargate went for 10 years. Or 10 seasons.
That's what my parents binged recently. And then they were so upset when they got to the last episode and there was no more. And I was like, oh, darn, you have to get a new show now.
But Amazon just purchased MGM, and there's a lot of speculation right now that Stargate will be one of the first TV shows they launch using the MGM brand, which is exciting because the original creators have been already talking about how to make a new series for a couple of years. And so there's plenty of ideas and groundwork already laid down by them for Amazon to just pick up and run with.
All right. So I missed out on the Stargate TV series. When it debuted, it was at a time in my life where we did not have cable.
Ming Na Wen, isn't it?
What's that?
Ming Na Wen. The woman who was in The Mandalorian.
Yeah, she was Fennec, and in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., she was Melinda May. I love her.
Yeah.
All right, I may have to invest in seeing it because I'm one of those kind of people that if I don't get to see something from the beginning, it's hard for me to go back and start investing the time, right? So
it's definitely worth it.
I did see the first episode. I got the first episode for free on Apple TV a couple of years ago, and I was shocked that on a cable network show, it was on Sci-Fi, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it eventually made its way to Sci-Fi. I can't remember the original channel it aired on, though.
USA.
Okay.
I think. But the very first episode, full frontal nudity. Yeah.
It's been a long time since
Yeah.
I watched.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
A girl laying on a table.
Oh,
And
I
was
can
like,
see that.
whoa. Yeah. Because
Well,
I was
fantasy and sci-fi had it, it's had its growth spurt in the 90s.
I was watching it on an airplane.
Oh,
So-
no.
In the center seat. So the two people beside me, they might have been like, what is he watching on the airplane?
Oh, man. Yikes.
I promise it's not porn, but I loved the movie so much. And so I was actually hesitant to watch the TV show because, sometimes they don't translate one medium to the other.
Mm-hmm. I think the Stargate franchise did really good of combining the movies they produced with the TV shows.
Well, it's hard for me to see the
Shanks?
It's not Michael Douglas. It's
Kurt Russell's character, Mm-hmm.
played by MacGyver.
Yeah, Richard Dean Anderson. Yeah, I didn't make that connection. I watched the first few seasons of Stargate before one moment I was just sitting there and it just dawned on my head. That's MacGyver. I don't know why I know it. It took me many seasons for the connection to click in my head. It was kind of I just started chuckling. I remember chuckling a lot when I made that connection.
But Kurt Russell was brilliant in that movie. Aubrey, you need to watch it. Add that one to your list that Johnny recommends. Willow Schuyler says, my bucket list is long, but I'd love to go to Graceland. I'm sure Johnny could give a great ghost tour there. Ooh, could I ever? Could I ever? And Elvis, they say, haunts Nashville more than Memphis. But anyway, Willow says, I loved Stargate, both the movie and TV show. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, so we're going to talk more about stuff that we geek out about right after we talk about new loot. What did we pick up this week? Do we have anything cool, new, or exciting to share? And I've got a couple of very exciting things to share. First of all, I already mentioned my iPhone 12, which has gone to sleep again. I got at Walmart, finally, is carrying the new Marvel Legends Retro series. And I'll expand that so that you guys can see that. Black Panther, I love this. They're basically made like the Star Wars figures from the 70s. So they imagine the Marvel Legends as if Kenner was making them in the late 70s, early 80s. I love that. And then for our board game encrypted fans out there, I picked this up for $4.99 at Sci-Fi City in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is a strategic dice game called Yeti, and it's a 3D game. So it's got levels. I cannot wait to play this. And it's an abominable snowman. It's a Yeti. How exciting to find a cryptid themed game. Now I got a couple of other things I'm going to share, but I want to let you guys share anything that you guys got. Mike, any cool stuff that you saw, got, or heard this week?
Yeah, this week the only thing I picked up was the new Dungeons and Dragons video game that came out, Dark Alliance. Pretty excited about that. I've been playing D&D I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th editions for about 6 years now. So I'm excited for a new video game to come out and like officially be released. So I've been playing that a little bit this week.
Aubrey, are you into the D&D video game?
No, I think your guest last week was talking about D&D.
Yes. He is a dungeon master for the role-playing game, the tabletop version of the game. But Mike is
I'm talking about the tabletop version I've been playing for about 6 years.
Right. But there's a new video game.
Yeah.
Now,
I did not know that.
Neither did I. How does that translate to video?
The rules are definitely changed a little bit. This one's more focused on like an action RPG aspect of it. So there's not really any kind of dice rolls or anything like that. There's this game called Baldur's Gate 3 that not officially launched, but launched last year, that fully uses the D20 system and includes all of the kind of like stat blocks, rules, and everything like that. The Dark Alliance, the game that came out this week that I've been playing, takes those pretty loosely, and it just takes kind of the world of it, and then it runs its own like video game in it. So it's definitely does not follow the standards and standards and rules.
All right. Now, Aubrey, have you played Baldur's Gate? I know that's a popular game among gamers.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what that is exactly.
Aubrey, am I going to have to pull your Geek Gamer Girl card? What is that weapon that you have in your hand?
It's a cat claw.
It's a nice back scratcher. Those are really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are sticking it in your eye. What's that all about?
I don't know. I'm just fidgeting with it.
Wait, I got something in my eye. Hold on. Oh, wait, it's just my finger.
Oh, goodness.
So, Aubrey, other than the cat scratcher,
okay.
What cool stuff did you see, or hear this week?
My brother picked this up for me because he knows I like the show, so I started watching.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I was reading it last night.
So my son is obsessed with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He's got the whole collection of books. He's got the statues in his room. Really, truly, I keep trying to get him to, keep trying to introduce him to you, Aubrey, because you guys would get along famously.
We went to the movie that
I know, but and I had an ulterior motive there, but he did not pick up on it.
Oh, goodness. I don't know if I picked up on it either, but
he thinks all my friends are weird. And I mean, they are, but so is he.
I think everybody's weird. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all weird.
Yeah. All right, so a couple of things exciting this week. Exciting stuff. First of all, I want to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
4 Bad Crows by the Murdering Crows. We did an album release party on Monday night. The Crows are our very own DL Memphis and Geek Gumshoe, who host the Ice Cream Queens and Case Files of the Geek Gumshoe right here on the Back of the Cereal Box Network. And we did a listening party Monday night, and what an awesome record this was. Now, I'd asked Daryl to send me some of the tracks to play this morning, and he didn't make the deadline. He didn't make the cut. So maybe next week we'll get to play some of the videos again. He is working on editing that live listening party to reissue because we had some connection issues. But what a great record. go to iTunes or Apple Music, or, well, that's the same thing, or Amazon, or wherever you download music, listen, buy, love Four Bad Crows by the Murdering Crows. And please follow them on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. They've got an amazing music video that they did for Blackest Feather on the Crow, which is their favorite song on the album. That is phenomenal. I was hoping to play it this morning. It takes you back to classic MTV. That's all I will say about that. It's phenomenal, and you need to check it out. Now, I already mentioned...
I'm sorry. You mean when MTV played music?
That's right. Classic MTV. Video killed the radio star.
But that was a very short period of time.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was when I was little. I still watched Beavis and Butthead and stuff. But after a certain point, after a certain age, it kind of cut off.
No, Aubrey.
What?
MTV was around since 1983.
And they only played music maybe 10 of those years.
Up through the 2000s.
I'm just kidding. I know. I'm old-fashioned. I think everything is not music anymore.
Well, they don't play music anymore. I don't know why they even call themselves MTV.
Exactly.
Anyhow, I mentioned Nightrike. Well, I'm super excited because this week I finally got my jump cards. Now, Nightrike is in e-format only. It will be collected in a print edition with the other 3 stories of the Decoverse, but that won't be until next year. So right now you can only get it in ebook version. However, these jump cards are very cool. They're plastic cards, and they come with a download code on the back, not this one so that you can't steal it. But what's great about these is I can sign them, personalize it, drop it in an envelope, and send it to you. And how can you get your very own copy of Nightrike? It's very, very simple. On our digital tip jar, we have a brand new digital tip jar, buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. So if you drop $5 on buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod, I will send you a signed copy of the Nightrike jump card. I'm so excited to have these. So excited. And I'm going to use silver Sharpie so it'll pop, baby. Boom. Mm-hmm. Now, I've not read it myself, but everyone says it's awesome. And Aubrey, I have a copy ready for you to mail. I think I'm just going to have to run it by your house.
Okay. Because
I lost your address again. I don't know why I can never keep it. But you're just down the street. I know. But you're just down the street. Anyway. Yeah. All right. So last thing, and this is something I'm so excited about. Mike, you mentioned comics. Well, I've been working on a webcomic for the last year. The Further Adventures of the League of Impossibilists. As a matter of fact, let's give a little preview. as exciting as that is, this is even more exciting. Debut cover reveal this morning. On Wednesday, I got the colored finished artwork for the cover that will be in print and on Comixology, hopefully within the next 30 days. You guys ready? Can I get a drum roll? Boom.
Ooh.
Look at that cover. I am so excited about that. It was colored by professional colorist Martin Marcos. And just love it, love it, love it.
Looks good.
Penciled by Doug Aller, inked by yours truly, written by Doug and myself. It's kind of a Chris Claremont, John Byrne collaboration. So old school comic fans or Stan Lee, Jack Kirby type style. Lettered by Rob Beers and will be colored internally by John Turner Martin, and of course the cover colorist. First day with my new tongue is Marco Martins. So very, very cool. Super excited about that. So speaking of new comics, Mike, tell us about your project. What's your comic that you're working on? And you've got a Kickstarter. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so my comic is The Last of the Mastiff Riders, and it kind of takes place in the early days of this massive invasion of these peaceful races that live on this continent. You know, it's the typical elves, humans, dwarves, halflings, that thing, and they're being there's this group called the Mastiff Riders, and they are these halfling cavaliers who ride mastiffs, and they're a very secretive order, and they're investigating a cult. And this cult is working just on the fringes of their land, and so it's their sacred duty, to investigate any kind of dangerous activity that might be harmful to other halflings. And so it follows a master and her apprentice who are covertly investigating this fringe town and trying to uncover leads as to who these cultists might be and what kind of danger they might pose. And so it takes place in the Dungeons and Dragons world that I've been running for 6 years. And so it's a world that has had extensive opportunity to be kind of fleshed out and details made. And so it's also been, part of D&D is this like code development opportunity where your players help mold the world around the story. And so there's been tons of influence on this world by every homebrew D&D campaign and adventure that we've played in the last 6 years. And so there's all sorts of interesting influences on this world and impacts that their actions have had that kind of bleed out into the lore and what's going on in the comic book series. So I'm really excited. I've been working on this specific comic for about 6 months now. It launched on Kickstarter at the beginning of this month, and it's going to run until the end of July. So I'm excited about what's going to happen. We've got some cool stuff, including the top tier reward is the opportunity to actually make your own character with me. And so we'll find a way. It's only being offered to 10 people. And so there will be 10 characters that are co-designed in the spirit of D&D. And they will make their way into the comic book series in one of the later issues. So I'm really excited about that too.
So there is a link on Mike's website at msbivens.com, but I just downloaded a screenshot, and let's see if I can put it up here. If you click on comic book, it will take you to the information and take you to the Kickstarter. And let's see, where did it go? Where did it go? I just downloaded it. This is all happening live, folks. Do not try this at home.
I'm already working on it. It's a dark fantasy setting, and so you're going to see a little bit more like darker storytelling elements into this. And I kind of my mental health podcast has kind of allowed me to explore my own and other people's mental health a little bit more. And so, excuse the motorcycle.
Oh, he's cool.
So there's a little bit of elements of mental health that are kind of going to bleed into these characters as they deal with like their real world's tragedies and kind of elements of war and isolation. So.
All right, I realized why it didn't save the screen grab. I cannot actually download the cover art without saving the whole web page.
Oh, that's a problem.
Well, no, it protects you, but it's a problem for me. But
the link, maybe.
Well, msbivens.com. Go there. Click comic book and do the thing, and it'll give you all the details that you need to be a part of that Kickstarter. So do that. Not right now. Wait until after the show, but go and do it. All right, we had a comment here. Good morning, all. Love the beer, Johnny. That's from Phoenix Sisters, Kelly Getner. She's watching this morning. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your TV sets. It is purple this morning. It will not be purple much longer. I'm gonna, after the show, I'm gonna go wash it out, and I'll probably do pink tonight for tonight's ghost tour. Just cause why not?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do red.
Why not green?
I don't have green.
Oh.
I'm not a big fan of green.
I like green. It's different.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll try green. Oh, I forgot to mention. Last week I was at the Moon Pie Festival, and I got this T-shirt.
Ah.
The RC Moon Pie Festival. Have you guys ever had moon pies?
I have.
Do you like them?
Not a huge fan, no.
They're kind of the fraud of the candy industry. I mean, they're made of the leftovers, right?
Yeah.
Like stale cookies.
Mm-hmm.
The marshmallow that they scraped off the top that they would normally throw away, they put it in there. You know, the foam, and then the chocolate is like the runoff from Hershey's. It's not even quality.
That is the worst possible description you could have given it, and now I never want to think about a moon pie again.
Yeah, I'm good.
But if you've had one, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
It does taste like that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a rough description.
But yet, people love them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now, RC Cola.
RC Cola is good.
I love RC Cola. Are you an RC Cola fan, Mike?
I don't... I have had it before, but no, I'm not. I can't say I'm a fan of it. I'm sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Controversial opinion, I guess.
All right, guys, we got a brand new segment. This week in geek history, it was exactly 32 years ago this weekend that comic book movies were changed forever by the best Batman and the best Joker ever to grace the screen, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Kim Basinger, and Robert Wool in Batman 1989.
The best Catwoman, too.
Well, that was later. That was a couple years later.
Oh, she wasn't in that, or she wasn't Catwoman in that movie?
No. That was in Batman Returns, Batman 2. But Batman 1989 changed the face of comic book movies forever. Now, some people would argue that Superman, the motion picture, did, but that was kind of an anomaly. It was even after Superman, and Superman, the series, the franchise got really bad. By episode 3 or movie 3, it was just so bad, and 4 was laughable. And Batman 89 came along and revitalized the comic book movie genre And because of Batman, we got The Mask, we got Dick Tracy, we got The Rocketeer, and it was directly responsible for several years later, Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
But without Batman 89, none of it would have happened. You guys a fan?
Mm-hmm.
Of that Batman movie?
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna drop it. I haven't watched the original Batman.
I didn't either.
What? What?
Yeah, don't kick
Aubrey.
me off, please.
Well, I thought there was only one Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger Batman movie, and so that's why I thought that was the one where she was Catwoman.
Well, Kim Basinger wasn't Catwoman. Michelle Pfeiffer was.
Well, whatever. They all kind of look the same. They kind of do. They kind of do.
Now, with the exception of Halle Berry, Michelle Pfeiffer was the best Catwoman.
I'm saying the actresses of that period look the same, not all the Catwomans.
See, Lawrence Stewart agrees. Wow, such a good movie. And Willow Schuyler responds to Michael and Aubrey with, "What?"
I think we lost the crowd.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So
I watched
speaking,
every other Batman movie religiously as a child, though. Does that count?
I don't think he's gonna let it count.
Whee! Okay.
Michael, she is rocking herself to self-medicate there.
Yeah.
How many times do you think geeks in the geek culture community, are doing that, throwing themselves into fits over their fandom?
Every day.
I like to say that everything's awesome and nobody's happy about it. If you had told me 20 years ago that we would have had the content that we have today, I would have said you're crazy. I mean, when Batman 89 came out, that was mind-blowing for us that was happening. And today it's like, there's a new Batman movie. I mean, it's awesome. And then everyone finds every reason to hate it. I'm just like over people.
Mm-hmm.
Best Batman animated movie will always be Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Very good, Willow. I would say Batman Sub-Zero is better.
I remember that one.
But if we want to talk about best Batman animated movie, I mean, that was the best Batman animated series movie. But the best Batman animated movie is a recent one, Batman Gotham by Gaslight. Epic. You got to see it. You got to see it. All right. So we got to talk about a couple of other things happening in geek culture. First of all, wrestling fans. I know you're not, Mike. Aubrey, are you a pro wrestling fan? WWE? No, I'm the only one. Well, for those of you watching, please comment. Can we talk about how impressive Edge was last night on Friday Night SmackDown? Oh, Kelly, those are fighting words. Halle Berry as Catwoman is
I
epic.
agree with her.
No, the movie was not good, but she was great.
Oh, yeah. She would have been great if they had better writers for the movie.
Yeah.
Better script and less cringe.
And listen, I got to support Halle Berry. She's my girlfriend. And if I don't, she's going to call me and get all over me.
I mean, she's great. I love Halle Berry, but I'm just saying, the original Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer, she brought a very the seductive look that kind of makes Catwoman what she is.
Well, so Michelle Pfeiffer wasn't the original Catwoman.
Okay, the original Catwoman of my generation. How's that?
All right, we can dig that. Because I got to think Lee Merriweather or Eartha Kitt might have just. Although I think Michelle Pfeiffer, I mean, she is at the top of the list, but she's
Even-
not the original.
Well, yeah, but she technically would be the original to most people. I mean, I know. There was definitely Batman before, but I'm just saying, like, in my generation, she would be considered the original.
We're gonna get hate mail for sure.
I know.
So Edge was impressive last night. At 50 years old, he looked phenomenal. But the big news, guys, did you see this? Finally, LeVar Burton is guest hosting Jeopardy. And apparently, he is the last of the long line of guest hosts that have included what was his name? The big winner. I can't even remember his name now. From several years ago, it'll come to me. Katie Couric was a guest host. Several comedians were, but LeVar Burton, Geordie LaForge, Reading Rainbow. He is the current guest host. He wants the gig. And really, truly, Ken Jennings is what Willow Schuyler says. He was a guest host. Now, the ratings were the highest when Ken Jennings was the guest host, but they're going to go through the roof with LeVar Burton. He needs to be the permanent host of Jeopardy. It's as if God intended it to be that way.
I think that would be a very strong pick. I think that'd be a great fit. I'd like to see that.
Yeah. All right, so talking about Batman 89. And Kelly says she deserved better writing and directing for sure. Eartha Kitt is Kelly's favorite from Batman 1966, the television series.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have caught that one. So
It's
you can
on
give me
reruns. You can watch it on streaming anytime.
how, where. I watched old Cartoon Network stuff at after midnight and stuff like that before they did Adult Swim. But
there's a little thing called YouTube. It's a magical site where you can find just about anything.
I didn't know they could post whole episodes. I'm gonna whack
Oh,
you.
sure they can. You find whole episodes of stuff all the time.
Yeah,
but just look up Eartha Kitt Catwoman and see her greatest hits.
Okay.
We got to catch you up, Aubrey.
I know.
I know you feel so abused right now. I love you though.
Yeah, I love you too.
All right, so best movie of the 80s. I asked you guys this ahead of time. So, Mike, what do you think the number one best movie of the 1980s is?
Subjectively, if my favorite and I think the best movie of the 80s is Willow. Lucasfilm's Willow.
I forgot to put Willow on the poll. Willow's a great movie.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was fantastic, especially like the special effects. And then I'm always a big fan of Warwick Davis, and the storytelling I thought was really good. I know some critics disagree with me with that, but they're wrong. I'm right. I also enjoyed the little bit of like world building we got in there. So I thought definitely my favorite movie from the 80s.
And it was the directorial debut of future Academy Award winning director Ron Howard under the tutelage of George Lucas, because that was a Lucasfilm production. Aubrey, what do you think the best movie from the 1980s is?
Well, considering I'm 92, I'm a 92 baby, I'm gonna say what was it I was gonna say? I was gonna either say Batman, probably, because it probably was, or crap.
I don't think that was a movie.
Yeah, I don't think it was either. What movie did The Lost Boys come out?
It was in the
Yeah.
80s. Yeah.
That was in the
Okay,
80s,
okay.
yeah. I forgot about that one too. That would have been top of the list for me too.
All right, I'll say that one.
All right. Lost Boys is in my top 5. So I did a poll on Facebook, in our Facebook group. And according to Facebook, these are the top 5 best movies of the 1980s in order from 5 to 1. Number 5, Batman, 1989. Number 4, Back to the Future. Number
Okay.
3, Empire Strikes Back.
I was gonna say that one. That was
number 4, or number 2 rather. So 5 is Batman, 4 is Back to the Future, 3 is Empire Strikes Back. Number 2 is The Lost Boys. And the number 1 movie of the 1980s, running away with the votes, clear and away the winner, The Breakfast Club.
I should have known.
That does not surprise me
you
that was the one that won.
forget about me.
Yeah, I was gonna say Star Wars, too.
Don't you?
But I had a brain fart.
If anyone wants to understand my generation, The Breakfast Club is the movie. It is the movie that defined the 80s generation in every way, shape, and form. I knew every single one of those characters in high school. Every single one. What a great movie. Now, Willow Schuyler voted for Beetlejuice, but she was the only one.
No! I didn't know it was in the 80s. I would have said that one.
Well, for those
I thought
of
it was
you...
early 90s.
For
And
those
who strikes me as the 90s.
Yeah.
It was at the, maybe somebody look that up. Willow,
I will.
it was a Tim Burton movie.
It was.
And I want to say that it was after Batman, but maybe it came out the same year as Batman. Aubrey's looking it up.
1988.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Well, it struck me like as a early 90s movie, but yes, that was one of my favorites, and I love the songs.
Day-o,
Dang.
day-o, daylight
Like,
come
come
and
and
we
we
wanna
won't go home.
So those of you who are yelling at the screen for your favorite, here's what you do. Go over to our Facebook group, the Back of the Cereal Box Virtual Rec Room, and there is a poll, and you can still vote. You have until Wednesday to put in your vote, because Wednesday will be the definitive list according to the Back of the Cereal Boxers and our community. So do that, and I am going to share your list and your favorites on our audio podcast later this week. Oh, DBRT is watching, but she can't be on the air with us. DBRT, jump on here and tell us why you love Beetlejuice. You are so severely missed right now.
How dare she?
All right, so this is for Aubrey and for Michael. Moving right on. She has, just for a moment, I have to leave. Okay, well, come on. What is one anime that you think everyone should watch before they die?
Well, I have a pick for a movie and a pick for a show. For the show, I think Samurai Champloo is one that everyone needs to see, because the hip hop kind of electric character design and like the way they engage in the world, it's a nice kind of like comparison of like, this more new, not new age, but more like 2000s, 1990s hip hop with with this like more samurai style. Huge fan of Samurai Champloo. Got to see it. And then for a movie, I went with Laputa Castle in the Sky, just because it is a fantastic world. It's so much fun, and it's just like it's a calming story. It's enjoyable to watch, and it's like one you could just relax to and appreciate. So.
Aubrey?
Most anime have good messages. I would say except Dragon Ball Z. But you can die and just keep coming back, and you're just gonna always be like the infinite fighter. Yeah, exactly. If you're in Dragon Ball's universe, I would say My Hero Academia is really good. I don't like the main character. He's a little whiny. But if anybody's an X-Men fan, yes, it is a little bit of a problem. But he does have really good character development. Everybody in the show really has good character development. And I would say if anybody's an X-Men fan or a superhero fan, that would definitely be one they should see. And even if you're not. But that's the only one I can really think of at the top of my head that's like good for all ages. But the the one you mentioned, Mike, yeah, that one I've heard a lot about. So I'm probably gonna have to put that on my list.
It's definitely worth the investment. It's not terribly long either. You know, there's a strong start, the whole way story from start to end is very strong, very well written, well done. The characters are whether you watch it subbed or dubbed, both are phenomenal. I almost always watch in subbed, but I
always do
Samurai Champloo in dubbed because that's what was available on Hulu. And it was phenomenal. Great voice acting work. The story was compelling. You could feel the emotion through the characters. The struggles were, not overly done. I thought fantastic. Honestly, a work of art for anime.
Another thing I was going to mention is, the whole sub and dub thing. My Hero is a good one that they had decent English voice actors. But like if I were to recommend JoJo, which if it's more of a fun type feeling, not as serious, I guess you could say, don't watch that one in dub ever. It's awful. But watch it in sub.
Now, I will tell you, I'm not a huge anime fan, but I have seen Akira.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the classic quintessential anime, right? Yeah, cinematic anime.
Akira, I've seen a lot of people claim that like Akira is like the anime movie that got them into anime to start with. It's like it's an essential, like if you want to look into the history of anime, like Akira is absolutely like core to the growth of anime at the fandom for it. So
now I've not heard of Card Captors.
That was, oh man, I've watched a few episodes of Card Captors. It's on the list to check out just because I think it might have been on Toonami. No, maybe I'm wrong, but Card Captors is also pretty decently good show.
Now I will say this about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
It's bizarre.
The end credit music is awesome because they play Yes's Roundabout from the Fragile album. I'll be the roundabout.
Yeah, it's a good song.
The woods will make you out and out. Spend the day away.
The next outro after that one was Walk Like an Egyptian.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You can always count on anime for having just top-notch intro and outro music.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Yeah, but when that anime got my son turned on to the band Yes. And Yes is my all-time favorite band. I have every album they've ever recorded. And so... to have my son listening to Fragile and Big Generator and 90125 is just awesome. Awesome. For those of you who don't know, yes, you know the song, Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Yeah.
Owner of a Lonely Heart. Yeah. All right. Any more comments? All right. So, Mike, during our last few moments, we're a little bit over time, but I want you to tell our viewers about your podcast, Silent Journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So my podcast is kind of like an open journal where anyone who wants to come onto the show and talk about their mental health in any capacity for any length of time is absolutely welcome. And so I've had guests from literally all over the world. And they just come on, they share what they want to share. And then sometimes we have a discussion. It just depends on, some guests will walk away and they're like, hey, that was really tough for me. Can we just skip the discussion? And I'm totally fine with that. It's just about sharing these journeys about their mental health to try and get it out into the open. And so what I want to do is I want to contribute to vocalizing these stories and helping show people they're not alone. And so one thing that I'm really excited for moving forward is we're switching gears. And so far I've just been reaching out to random people. And now what I'm going to be doing is I'm collecting interviews and stories from people, one person in every single country around the world about a personal mental health story, followed up with a discussion about its perception and where they think it's going in their home country. And so there's a lot of countries that I'm expecting this to be pretty difficult in. And so it's going to be quite, it's going to be a journey for myself to kind of get some of these people from certain countries kind of into this project. But I'm really excited to learn from all of my guests and to hear their personal journeys from where they're at.
Now, Mike, I got to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you on Clubhouse?
I have not joined the Clubhouse trend just yet. I would like to.
I'm going to send you an invite.
Okay.
Because you need to come join the podcasting groups, because what you're doing as a service and as, the impact that you could potentially have is going to resonate with the audiences there, the people in those clubs, and they're top-notch professionals. It's not like, on Facebook, the podcasting groups that are full of yahoos. These are guys who are at the top of their game, and you would get a ton of value out of Clubhouse. So I'm going to send you an invitation.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
And Willow says, I love those kind of podcasts. It's what I strive for mine. She hosts a podcast called Willow's Pillow Talk. And Willow, you need to reach out to Mike and have him on Pillow Talk. And we've got legendary anime JP Fan 2 says, Samurai Champloo, great teacher, Onizuka, Big O. Oh, he's got a whole list.
Inuyasha, Trigun, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all good.
These are all top tier.
Neon Genesis. That one, Evangelion, that one had like the best intro, but it was so sad. It was like such an upbeat intro, and then like the show was just super sad.
And he says, or she says, those are good classic anime recommends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Good deal. So everyone needs to watch that list before they die.
Yes. I actually never heard of Gunslinger Girl, though.
I have. It's she's a little bit sexy.
Oh, well, all Japanese anime girls are. They always are.
Yeah.
All she wears is her underwear and a cowboy hat. And her guns and a samurai sword.
That's actually pretty badass.
All right, if we get to 3,000 subscribers, Aubrey is going to cosplay as Gunslinger Girl.
No, I'm good. I don't even... What is it, like pasties or something?
No, just look it up. Look it up. You'll like it. I've seen your bikini pics on Facebook.
Yeah, but that was when I was skinny.
You're beautiful now.
Thanks, but I could lose like 30 pounds. 30 pounds would be good.
I feel that.
I think everybody in old age is like that. Like, I could be skinnier.
I am 26 days away from my target goal with LT360. So by the time I hit Superman Celebration, July 30th, I'm going to be a triangle. I'm going to be at my college weight. I'm getting really, I mean, look, this shirt is an extra large. And 4 weeks ago, I was wearing 2X and 3X. This is fitting me like those 3Xs fit me then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, loose and baggy.
Congrats.
Yeah. So that's I'm happy about that. So let's talk real quick before we have to go about what's coming up next, where you can see our hosts, our co-hosts, and our guests. Mike, obviously they can connect with you and your projects, your shows at msbivens.com. Do you have any plans to be at any events, conventions, or anything coming up?
The closest one is going to be Podcast Movement University. Their upcoming convention here in about a month, I think.
In Nashville.
Yeah, I won't be there physically, but I signed on to do the digital version. So I'll be trying to connect and network around during that time.
Yeah, I've never been, and I probably should go, but it's during the week, and I got a day gig, and so it's going to be hard to get away, but I might try to join some virtual stuff. Anyway, we are going to be at Imaginarium next weekend, 2 weeks from now, July 9th through the 11th in Louisville, Kentucky. I'll be doing a couple of workshops. I'll be doing how to sell your book at conventions, and I will be doing a workshop on turning your geek hobby into a career, and really talking to authors and creatives about how to monetize their work. And so that will be July 9th through the 11th. I will also have an artist and author booth on the trade show floor selling Night Reich, and maybe by then ashcan copies of the League of Impossibilists, if not at least prints. And then after Imaginarium at the end of July, dun da da dun da da dun da da dun ba dum bum ba dum, Superman Celebration, July 30th through August 1st, Metropolis, Illinois. Aubrey, I know that you work on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
I would really, really, really love for you to try your hardest to get off July 30th through August 1st and come with me.
Okay, I will try.
You will love this convention because it's a festival and it's amazing. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
By the way, I don't see any pictures of Gunslinger Girl in underwear. I just see a dress.
Oh, well then cosplay the dress. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Okay.
All right. I think that, and I don't have the graphic up, but we just got booked for Huntsville Comic-Con, September 24th and 25th. I will be hosting the celebrity panel stage, and we will have our artist podcast booth set up at Huntsville. So you can see us at Imaginarium, Superman Celebration, and Huntsville Comic-Con coming up. And then some other dates. What do we got here? CreepyCon, August 20th through the 22nd in Knoxville. NonCon, which is the same weekend as Huntsville. We're going to try and divide our forces. So some of us will be in Middletown, Ohio. Some of us will be at Huntsville. And then October 16th, we will be at the Upper Cumberland Bigfoot Festival. How exciting! Clarksville Con, October 23rd. HoloCon in Dalton, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, October 29th through 31st. And Memphis Comic and Fantasy Con, November 12th through the 14th. And then Cryptid Con, Lexington, Kentucky, November 20th through... What are you yawning for?
I
Aubrey,
keep yawning.
you're killing me.
Sorry.
You're killing me, Smalls. Aubrey, what are you twitching this week?
If I do, it would probably be Dead by Daylight. Just because there's not really much out, and they have the Resident Evil thing out, and I want to play Nemesis. I want to run at people, and I want to kill them. So, yeah, that'll be it.
Mike, you have any suggestions for what Aubrey should twitch this week?
I don't know her content, so I couldn't give any good recommendations.
Well, if you were going to be Twitch streaming a video game, what would you be twitching?
I would be twitching the new D&D game just because, like I said, it came out this week, and it's not a super huge game, so you could be pretty high up in the viewer list for the number.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
I think Aubrey needs to go back to bed.
Yeah, I do.
But you got to work.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
It's a hard life. Hard life. All right. So before we go, I want to remind everyone that you can support the show. If you love what you're seeing, if you love our content, maybe not this show, maybe you love Ice Cream Queens, maybe you love Back Issue Breakfast Club or Case Files of the Geek Gumshoe, drop a tip in our digital tip jar at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. You can buy us a bowl of cereal.
You can buy me coffee.
And while we're eating cereal or drinking coffee on air, we will acknowledge you as the provider of that cereal, that coffee. And everyone who this week contributes will get a free copy of Nightrike at the $5 level. So and it's not a monthly pledge. It's a one-time thing, but you can do it monthly if you want, as many times as you want. But we're not asking you to become, a monthly contributor. Just every once in a while, drop a tip in our digital tip jar. Help us keep the lights on. Help us get better lighting for Aubrey. Help us get better sound for debug. You're kind of in the dark this morning, Aubrey.
I am not.
A little bit.
Turn your brightness up. Not in the dark. I have my light on, and I even have the window open or the blinds up.
We want to see you, Aubrey. Was that at all creepy? No, this would be creepy. We want to see you, Aubrey.
Darth Vader breathing. I'm trying to think of what growling you're trying to...
That's actually my original character, Uncle Eddie.
Oh, okay. I thought you got the growling from something else.
No. I should do it for the show one morning. All right. Let's see. A little last few comments. Don't make me say love romance anime list. Please don't. And Willow Schuyler says, I've been wanting to play Dead by Daylight with. So can you play online?
It's cross-play. So, it's online game. You play, you can... The only thing is you can't communicate with people in game, so you'd have to use Discord or something.
Well, Willow wants to play with you. You guys need to connect and get that happening.
Okay.
Twitch that game this week.
I know. I was going to.
Yeah. She would love that. That would be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Any last comments from our panel, our host, our co-host? Anything you want to leave our audience with before we say good morning, goodbye, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, bonjour?
Just have a good day.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Well, guys, if you had fun this morning and if you want to share the fun, tell 200-300 of your closest friends and family to come join us in the virtual rec room. Drop a digital tip in the digital tip jar, buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. For those of you who have already read Nightreich, please post a review on Amazon. And for those of you who love our content, please subscribe on whatever channel you're watching. If it's on Facebook, on YouTube, post a comment, subscribe, share it with your friends and family. And until the next, and comment, interact with us. We want to hear from you. So join our community on Facebook and become part of our conversation ongoing. Don't let the fun stop here. Let's keep it going all week long. Can you dig that? All right, guys and gals, love you, mean it. We'll catch you on the flip side.